we have finding our present value. So we have Brendan, and he must pay a lump sum of $15,000 in 8 years. What we want to find out is what amount deposited today, or present value, at 2.4% compounded annually will give us $15,000 in 8 years. So let's go ahead and figure out what we need to do here. So we know that our A is equal to, now it's going to be given to us. It's going to be this $15,000 here. So we have the $15,000. It is compounded annually and will give us this amount in 8 years. Let's go ahead and use the 2.4 as well. So A is going to be equal to 15,000. We want to find our present value, or the amount deposited. We are given an R, or interest rate, of 2.4, so that's going to be 0.024. Our time is equal to 8, and then it told us annually, so in this case our n is going to be equal to a 1. So using our formula, what we have is the A is equal to P times the 1 plus R divided by N times NT. So let's go ahead and plug in our information here. So 15,000 is going to be equal to RP is what we want to find, 1 plus, in this case, a 0.024 divided by a 1, and then finally raised to the NT, or in this case, an 8 times a 1. So if we go ahead and try to do some computations on this to simplify it, let's see what we get. So we still have the 15,000, and that's going to be equal to a P times, and this middle portion here is actually going to simplify. So we can go ahead and simplify this, and that turns out to be 1.024 raised to the 8. So we can go ahead and take that value and divide it out in order to find our P. So 1.024 raised to the 8, and divide it onto our left-hand side. And that should get us a present value, or amount that we need to deposit, as $12,407.71. So we can move on to part B here. It states, if only $12,025 is available to deposit now, what annual interest rate is needed for the money to increase to $15,000 in 8 years? So let's go ahead and write the information that we know. So again, we know that our A is going to be equal to $15,000. We know that our P now is going to be equal to, what did it tell us? It told us $12,025. So $12,025. We know that our R is going to be equal to something. We need to figure out what it is. And then finally, our T is equal to 8, because it states 8 years. And last, we know that our N is equal to 1, because it told us annually. So let's go ahead and plug our information in and solve for that R. So again, A is equal to P times 1 plus R divided by N times NT. So we'll have $15,000, and that's going to be equal to our P, which is 12,025. And this is going to be multiplied by 1 plus R divided by, and our N was 1, raised to the 8 times 1, or NT. So okay, so first things first, we want to go ahead and try to divide that 12,025 out. So dividing the 12,025 out, we should get a value of, and we're going to go ahead and keep that fraction on the left hand side. So 12,025 also. Okay, so we are left with, on our right hand side, a 1 plus R divided by 1, which is just going to be R in this case, and that is going to be raised to the 8th power. So in order to get rid of the 8th power, we can go ahead and take the 8th root of our left-hand side. So let's go ahead and do so. Okay, so taking the 8th root of our left-hand side, we are left with the result. And this should give us 15,000 divided by 12,025. And another way we can rewrite the 8th root is 1 divided by 8. And that's going to be our power here. So that is going to be equal to 1 plus r. So all we need to do in order to solve for r is go ahead and subtract that 1 off. So subtracting the 1 off, we are left with r is equal to 15,000 divided by the 12,025 to the 1/8 power, and then finally minus a 1. So that should give us an approximate rate of 0.028, or we could say 2.8% as our interest rate.